Can you relate to the picture that you see on the screen? Well, thank you for watching the picture. If you can relate with the picture, I'm sure you would have understood what is this video all about. And if you would really like to know more about this picture and how is it related to today's video, I think you should watch this video. Please, till the very end, of course, please like and share this video in your network as much as you can, and please subscribe Learnamytes. Let's begin. Okay, I'm going to talk about the picture a bit later, but today we are going to review this book called Zen. Zen has been Zen, the art of simple living, Z-E-N, Zen, the art of simple living, and it has been written by Shunmyo Masuno. The name of the author is Shunmyo Masuno. I hope I have pronounced it correctly. So I need to talk a little bit about the author as well, because the author is the head priest of a 450-year-old Zen Buddhist temple in Japan, of course, and he has also been a faculty, a visiting visiting faculty basically, with Harvard schools and some other prestigious universities like Princeton universities and so on and so forth. So he has been lecturing around the world. Now, what is Zen? The meaning of the word Zen. The word Zen, as it has been mentioned in this book, has been retrieved, or the word has been borrowed from a Sanskrit word, or rather, the meaning of the word is dhyan. So Zen means dhyan, which means quiet contemplation. The book is divided into 4 parts, but let us first understand what is this book all about. So it's a beautiful foreword which the author has written, and in that foreword he asks us a question. He says that what happens when you climb a mountain, when you are completely tired and you climb a mountain and you're all sweating, and then suddenly you see the bright beautiful sky, or you see another mountain and opposite to you, or you start seeing the horizon. What happens? You feel relaxed. The same, he says, happens when you are at a sea beach. So as you start seeing the sea waves, all that you can see is the horizon, and that makes you peaceful. That is where you rest. So he says Zen living is somewhat like that. But you take efforts, but at the same time you are always in the moment. You always give yourself that quiet time to relax. You always re-energize yourself, and what you practice is what they call as the Zen kind of living, which is the art of simple living. So you keep your things uncluttered, you keep your things simple as you can. And no wonder, in the corporate world as well, there are quite a few techniques which have been borrowed from Japan. Of course, we'll talk about those techniques eventually as the video goes. In today's video, we're going to kind of take a super quick review of the first part of this book. So like I said, there are four parts in this book. Let me read those parts for all of you. So the first part is 30 ways to energize your present self, or what they say, the takeaway there is try making a suitable shift in your habits. The second part is 30 ways to inspire confidence and courage for living, which according to the author is like trying to change your perspective. I mean, that is what the crux or the essence of this book is all about. That if the world around you does not change, then you need to change yourself. That's what Zen philosophy or Zen is all about. Part 3 is 20 ways to alleviate confusion and worry. That is, try changing how you interact with others. So in a way, people management, in simple words. And the fourth one is part 4 is 20 ways to make any day the best day, which is try shifting your attention to the present moment. See, remember, that is what I said in the initial introduction of this book. So living in the present. So I think that is what the book is all about. Each lesson, or I would say these are Zen lessons. These are some 222 pages to be precise. But in all these pages, there are these simple lessons which have been given, which you can follow throughout your life. And what they say is, instead of gulping down all the lessons, because the book is small, it's like a coffee table book. So half page or quarter page. So this is the size of the page. If I can show you some of the pages. So this is the size of the page. So you can read a page in about 5 to 7 minutes or 5 to 8 minutes. But they say that take it slowly. Take one lesson at a time. Practice that lesson and then go to the next lesson. Even if you get a feeling that you can read the book in one go. Now let me come to the first part of the book. The first part, like I said earlier, it is 30 ways to energize your present self. So while I was making my notes, I came across this interesting concept which they practice in Japan or which they practice in Zen. And the concept is you line up your shoes when you take them off. So now I'm going to relate it back to the picture. This picture has been taken at some place, some social place in the city of Pune. I just recently visited that place and it reminded me of this lesson. Now, why do they follow this principle that your shoes should be lined up in one line? There's a beautiful illustration in the book as well. And it's a practice in Japan. They say that it gives you the direction to your next step. And you enter a place, maybe a temple, a shrine, or maybe someone's home, or maybe your office, or whatever the case may be. You enter it with a clear, uncluttered mind. And that's what the Zen philosophy, or the Zen Buddhist principles revolve around. So this is what they have essentially explained. There's another concept where they say that don't waste your time, and that's what is there in the book. Don't waste your time on the things which you cannot control. So the author says that as per the Zen Buddhist monks, I mean those who practice Zen Buddhism or who practice Zen, those monks, they often say that whenever there's a trouble in your life, you accept it, do the best that you can, and just leave it. Just leave the worry. Clear your mind completely. Whatever is going to happen will happen. Whatever is within your control, practice it. The third aspect, I would say, and it's a very interesting one, and it goes well with the first one as well. There's an interesting concept. I've made some notes on my book, in my book as well, which is called organize your desk. Now this is where I would relate it to the 5S principle, which is followed in manufacturing companies. And one of the 5S, again it's a Japanese concept which was practiced in Toyota, and there's a beautiful book on that called the Toyota Way. So in that there is a principle called shine, and there is a principle called set in order. Of course I won't talk about 5S here, but for all our viewers, an organized desk becomes very effective and it makes you more productive is what they have said. They have said that the best of the ideas come when you have an uncluttered desk. Then there is another chapter which is again very, very interesting, and I think it's very, very relevant because slowly we are reaching, the festival season is about to begin in a month or two, and we initially have the Ganesh festival, and then after a few months we have Diwali. So they say that please discard the things which you do not need. I think very, very important. They believe that you have been carrying a lot of things at your home which you haven't even seen for months or years together, but it is still there. So they say that why is it there? Keep those things which have value for you. So if that thing is going to bring some value, be it a materialistic value, be it a monetary value, or be it a mental value, like holding that possession or holding that thing makes me happy, then keep it. Otherwise discard all those things. They say that as per the Zen philosophy, you don't need more. You just need up to a certain extent. While I was reviewing, I also came across this very interesting concept, which is again related to procrastination. And that is, don't put off what you can do today. So they say that the Zen principles, those who follow the Zen lifestyle, the simple lifestyle, they decide what is it that they are going to do on a daily basis, and they make sure that they complete it. In any case, they do not postpone it to the next day. We are going to make a video very soon on procrastination, and I think in that video we'll discuss more about this. But basically what they mean as per the Zen philosophy is do not procrastinate. Don't put off things to a later date. Do it then and there itself, or what we say, do it now. Apart from it, throughout the first part, we'll review part 2, part 3, part 4 later, and I'm sure it will depend on what is the kind of response that we get. So please post it in the comment box And if all of you would be interested in knowing, we would definitely like to review part 2, part 3, part 4 eventually as we go along. Some beautiful concepts which they have explained it in the book. I think one of them is, they say that because we do not have time for ourselves, we do not seek pleasure, or we do not get that time to seek a pleasure, because there is no room left in our heart, which means our mind is preoccupied. Another very interesting thought which they have said in the book is called gasso. It's called gasso. I don't know how to pronounce it. You can see the word on the screen. So what it means is, as we know, as per our culture in India, it's like the namaste pose. Now what is the idea of namaste or gasso in Zen philosophy? So the idea is the left hand is yours and the right hand belongs to someone. So it is like when you join these two hands, you are kneeling down, you are acknowledging, you are paying respect, or you are being humble in front of the other person. And they say that this automatically affects the relationship. So that's the reason why whenever they meet each other, they would start with the gasso position or the namaste position. And we do it in our country, I think, since millions of years, don't we? Now, the other thing which they have said is for a Zen lifestyle to be followed, for a healthy lifestyle, simple lifestyle, breathe from the abdomen. I think this is something which has also been mentioned in our yogic practices thousands of years before. And there are various breathing techniques. And the last one, last one as far as this video is concerned, is they say that at least once a week, try eating only vegetables. Now, whether you boil those vegetables or whether you eat them raw depends. Again, in one of my previous videos as well, I had been a little careful while talking about diet and things like that, because I believe that one has to be a little careful. So in that sense, I would say that please consult your physician and see what suits your body. Basically, what they meant was a simple diet. Having a simple diet, the importance of a simple diet. So that is what this is what I found as the takeaways or the learnings as far as this book, Zen, The Art of Simple Living by Shunmyo Masuno. I would certainly recommend all of you to watch this video, and please share it in your network as much as you can, and please subscribe Learnamytes. And yes, definitely read, or you can listen audiobook, you can listen to Zen or read Zen, and please post what did you learn from this video and from the Zen philosophy in the comment box. See you next week with yet another video. Till then, have a great and a healthy life. See you next week. Thank you.